Hi, I'm Leena Rao with TechCrunch TV. I'm here with John Herring, CEO and co-founder of mobile security company Lookout. Welcome, John.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So I want to tell you, last week at TechCrunch Disrupt, Vinod Khosla got on stage and said that Lookout is one of his fastest growing investments. He had a lot of great things to say about the company. I know you guys are growing fast. Could you explain to me a little bit about how you're disrupting the security space in the smartphone market?
Absolutely. It's great that you had a chance to hear from Vinod at TechCrunch Disrupt. He's been involved with Lookout since the very early days, since we were just a few people. And although we've come a long ways, really the core vision has remained very consistent, which is, the future of computing is mobile. And when we think about the innovation that we're seeing with smartphones, with tablets, and the types of uses that we're seeing with these devices, security, privacy, utility is becoming more important than ever. And we're finding that that's driving dramatic growth in our business, which is to help protect these devices. So, when we first started working with Vinod, we only had a couple thousand users using the service. And, just a year and a half ago, we maybe had 100,000 users using the service. Today, we have over 12 million users using the service and are adding about 1 million a month. So the growth has been just explosive.
Yeah, so you guys offer a variety of apps that basically secure your not only your smartphone, your OS, but also the mobile web as well. Um, eh, how are you seeing that traction? Is there a lot of traction around that offering?
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at what's important in the context of security, most security products actually are quite hard to use and maybe solving problems that aren't real user needs. Lookout tries to focus not only on solving problems that are important to users, but doing so in a very simple way. And you've touched on a couple key areas. So we protect users when they're downloading apps to make sure they're not malicious. We protect users when they're browsing the web to make sure that a link isn't phishing, for example. And we do so in a way that's really transparent and really simple for the end user. And we found that by doing both products that are advanced in their technology but simple in their implementation create kind of this perfect balance. So browsing of the web and downloading of apps are the two primary areas we're seeing threats, and the two primary areas we're seeing adoption of the core Lookout product.
I have to be honest, this past weekend, my cell phone was stolen, and I, didn't really know what to do. I, of course, called my carrier and said that it was stolen, but I was just curious, like, where is it? And I downloaded Plan B without even having my phone on there, and was able to see, where it is. It was somewhere in San Francisco, and I was unable to recover it, but just innovative things like that. It was really great to kind of implement it myself.
That's awesome that you were able to take advantage of that. So just for everyone watching, what Plan B is it's a great example of the types of innovations that are coming out of Lookout. It was actually something that was built by one of our engineers in just a couple days. And essentially what Plan B is it's an offshoot of our core technology that allows you to find your lost or stolen Android device, even if you don't have Lookout running on the phone. So you like Leena, you can say, I've lost my phone, I don't have any software to help find it on it, what do I do? Well, you can actually install Lookout Plan B and locate it after the fact. And we've seen hundreds of thousands of uses of this application. This is something that came out of what we call Lookout Labs, and just one of many examples of the types of product innovations that are going on a daily basis at Lookout.
Yeah, so we've talked a little bit about the consumer offerings. You guys are actually partnering with a number of carriers now to power security options for them. So could you tell me a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So most people think about Lookout as an app company, and what we've done is built a great product with very advanced technology designed to protect end users. What's most interesting about what we've built is that the majority of what we do is actually in the cloud. It's a server-based system, and it allows us to take the power of our user base. There's almost a network effect. We have users in 170 countries across 400 mobile networks. We can actually take threat data from all over the world and use that to protect our users. Well, what we found was about 6 months to a year ago, quite a number of partners started to reach out to us and said, you've built this advanced technology to protect your user base. Would it be possible for us to take advantage of that? And thus birthed the Lookout API. And basically what we've done is we've extended access into our technology platform to certain partners to help protect their app store, for example. And a great example of this is Verizon. Verizon is using Lookout's technology to help secure the Verizon app store, and has been doing some very innovative things in the context of making sure they keep an open environment, but also making sure it stays safe and secure and that users' information is kept private. Not only does Lookout have 12 million consumers using our product, but as you said, we have 3 of the 4 major US operators as partners, including Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint.
Yeah, so obviously that gives you guys a ton of reach as well. The reason we're here is because you guys are announcing a pretty major round of funding, 40 million led by Andreessen Horowitz. What's the reasoning for raising at this time, and what do you plan to do with the funding?
So when we look at where Lookout is as a company today, I mean, when you look a year and a half ago, we were, a very small number of people with a very small number of users, mainly focused on product and technology. Fast forward to today, we've grown into the largest mobile security application provider in the world. We have 12 million users. We have key strategic partners here in the US. We have a revenue model that's scaling. We're in a very interesting position, in a very different position than we were a year and a half ago. We see a huge opportunity to double down on the growth that we have and to really expand our leadership, not only here in the US, but especially abroad. So when the opportunity arose to partner with Andreessen Horowitz, it was an absolute no-brainer for us, not only the capital, but more importantly, the strategic help that's going to come with having them as a partner. So like I said, we're going to be investing very heavily in internationally, very heavily in expanding the team, and also expanding our product offerings. And when I think about the challenges that the company faces on a go-forward basis, much of it is with respect to company building, hiring and engaging a great team. What are the challenges that come with international expansion? There's a host of other operational challenges. And Andreessen Horowitz has a phenomenal partnership made up of primarily operators. We were really, really excited at the opportunity to partner with a group of folks who has been through this before and really helped build and scale some of the greatest companies in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love to hear a little bit more about the international plans. Are you going to be launching, native apps in countries? And, will you be looking for similar carrier partnerships as well for the API?
Yeah, I think that you can expect that much of the success that we've seen here in the US, we're going to replicate and scale internationally. So now we have a model that's working. The time is to scale. So we'll, of course, localize the application, deal with currency issues, and then also from a go-to-market perspective, look at not only the direct go-to-market strategy, which we've been so successful with, but also continuing to expand on our partnership strategy. And I can't go into too much detail at the moment, but we have some very, very interesting partnerships that we'll be rolling out in the near future in many geographies abroad.
Well, I'm an Android user, so fortunate for me, I can actually use Lookout right now. But what about all those iPhone users out there? Is that going to be in the pipeline?
Yeah, I mean, when we think about platform expansion, like I said, the future of computing is in mobile, and it looks to us that a majority of the mobile computing landscape is going to be dominated by iOS and Android. We're clearly always looking at the different operating systems and making sure that we're working to support the broadest base we possibly can. We're incredibly excited about the iOS platform and are watching it very closely.
Great. Well, thanks so much for joining us, John, and keep us updated on Lookout.
Thanks for having me.